Hello YouTube, I'm back with another video. Passport Bros, what's good? You know we up. We up. The stocks are going up. Our stocks are going up. We've been headline for the past couple of weeks. But I need to get into this Andrew Tate new development. The Andrew Tate uh, unfortunate being locked up. The Tate brothers, right? And as you guys know, according to the documents that I saw, they're still not charged with anything. So I don't even know how legal it is to keep these guys in prison or in jail that they haven't really been charged with any crime. They haven't been charged with any single crime yet. And then there's new evidence out now that the Tate brothers expected to get released from prison. I'm reading from sportsmanor.com. Andrew Tate expected to get released from prison as wiretap evidence exposed victims for framing Tate brothers. Let's get into this. Passport Bros, listen to this carefully. I want to get at this from an angle that no one has gotten to yet. See, the Tate brothers made a couple of mistakes, and we're gonna break it down. As Passport Bros, as my channel, I preach to guys, get your passport and leave the Western countries. Not just leave the Western countries to go visit other countries. I mean, that's the initial stage of everything after you get your passport, just to get your feet wet, just to see other countries. But moving out of the United States, moving out of these Western countries is the biggest thing that it should be your goal. As a man, it should be your goal. It should be your ultimate goal, right? If you live in the UK or the US, Australia, or Canada, anything like that, all these countries, just, you have to move to a less Western country, a developing country, a third world country, or a developing country. Most of these countries are developing countries. Well, I know Americans like to call all these countries third world country because a lot of these people they don't know anything outside of TikTok and whatever you guys watch on TV. Most of these countries like Colombia, Thailand, are developing countries. Even a lot of countries in Africa are developing countries. They're developing rapidly, right? Very fast. So I've always preached to you guys and say, listen, leave these Western countries alone, and when you leave for good. Now, the Tate brothers, as we know, has a mansion in Romania, and this is where they were actually where they got arrested, and they're in prison still today. Now, the Romanian government, whether there's a political agenda with why they're still locked up, even though they haven't been charged with any crime yet, both of them, there's there's something bigger behind the scenes of what's going on. So now we're seeing evidence now from multiple sources that these two brothers might have been framed by two women. We're going to get into this. Let me read this article. Let me read a little bit into this article. Again, I'll link the article below. It's sportsmanor.com, and the title is Andrew Tate expected to get released from prison as wiretap evidence exposes victims of framing brothers, right? And he reads, the Andrew Tate saga takes interesting turns and twists every few days. However, the most recent discovery may turn the entire case on its head. As fans know, Andrew Tate and his brother have been in Romanian jail since late December. Crazy. And they still haven't been charged with any crime. They were hit with multiple charges of rape and organized crime. They weren't hit with any charges. They weren't charged. They haven't been officially charged. Even their lawyers keep saying, yo, you guys are keeping these people in prison, but they haven't been charged. Right? Since then, there have been multiple reports of Andrew having hard time in detention. Their legal representative, Eugene Vidiek, publicly stated that his clients are not guilty of any charges, right? Any charges. He also alleged that the Romanian authorities have been the most cooperative bunch throughout the investigation. He stated, that they were not given a full picture of the thread evidence against the Tate brothers, because they really don't have much evidence. They're locking them up and keeping them in there and denying appeals to have them released because they said they're flight risks. They can just escape and never come back, right? Now, however, some wiretap leaked, which could have been damaging for Andrew, right? Let me see. Romanian outlet Digi24 got a hold of some conversation where Andrew allegedly confessed to money laundering, but there was no evidence regarding its legitimacy. Meaning, there are softwares on the internet that can put anything on my voice. They'll just switch everything to my voice, and they'll make it say whatever. You can say whatever, right? If it's not on video, a legitimate video that he's actually saying it, you can't use that as evidence, right? So there was no validity regarding its legitimacy. Since his arrest, a bunch of Andrew's properties were seized by Romanian police, which included about 15 of his supercars. However, if recent evidence is to be believed, fans may soon see a major step forward in the case. It's crazy. New evidence suggests a conspiracy against Andrew Tate, right? Everything in this case harkens back to April 2022. Let's put that April 2022 on ice, right? We all heard the story. If you haven't heard the story about what happened April 2022, Andrew invited a girl. I think he flew him out. I think Tristen flew her out from Miami. She was in the U.S. They flew her out from the U.S. on her own will. She came on a flight on her own will. Nobody forced her to. They came in the house. I guess her boyfriend called, and her boyfriend, these freaking simps, right? Called and figured out that she was at the Tate residence. Called the embassy, and then the embassy called the Romanian police. This is where everything started, and they came and banging the doors, and they thought that somebody was in their house against her will, and then get to find out through the CCTV that she was going outside getting pizza and blah 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 blah. We heard the story before, and if you haven't, I just explained it. So it's an American girl that caused this problem in April 2022, and there's been an ongoing investigation on them since then. I mean, they got released after that. No evidence that she was in the house or in the mansion against her will, right? And then the article continues. Tate faced interrogation after two women allegedly were unwillingly held at Tate's residence. This is the story that I just told. A discovery later, one of the women is from the USA, and the other resides in the Republic of Moldova. So they were friends, right? And it was it was the allegation that got DIICOT involved in the first place, the story that I mentioned, right? However, not much came from the initial inquiry from the authorities because they found out she wasn't there against her will. But the investigation continued, right? The continued investigation, and the police finally made an arrest in December 2022, right? So they had an investigation, I guess, from April till December, and they finally got arrested. And after their arrest, both Andrew and Tristen was sent to detention for 30 days. It was later extended 30 more days, despite appealing against the order. The court rejected all Tate's appeal. I said that earlier. And Romanian court suggests that Andrew would try to escape the country because he has access to different passports and blah blah blah. Let me skip forward to the part that I really Let me skip forward to this part, right? Okay, so since then, Andrew Tate has been sending messages to his fans through Twitter and blah blah blah, right? And, so the two women who initially made the accusation against Tate brothers have been made a part of a conspiracy. A Romanian outlet says that the conversation between the two women in question, although is yet to be confirmed by the authorities, Tate friend says that. They framed the brothers. Like there was a wiretap. I guess they had the woman from the U.S. and the woman from the Moldovan residence. She lives in Moldova, but some say she's from the U.K. There were two women planned to frame the two brothers, and yeah. So this is my reading this article. This is my take from this, right? Andrew Tate and Tristen did a good thing. They very smart guys, right? We've all heard a lot of his videos. This guy's full of information. He's a genius, if you ask me. Because when you come across people that are super intelligent and geniuses, most people will hate them because you won't understand. You won't understand most of what he's saying. His confidence will be annoying to you. Of course, Western countries, you deem them toxic, masculinity. But these are the good thing. I'll tell you the good thing that they did and the bad thing that they did, right? As a passport bro, as a guy that moved outside of the U.S., I'll say the good thing that they did was have a residence in Romania. Like that was a very good thing to do, right? They were outside the matrix. They lived in a developing country. But the bad thing that it did was keep flying women from Western countries to Romania when you have a lot of beautiful Eastern European women in Eastern Europe that you have access to. Why are you flying women from the matrix out there? And this is my take on this. I will never do that. And I told guys, stop bringing women from the matrix, outside the matrix, when you move outside the matrix, and stop taking women outside the matrix, in the matrix. Don't let those two mixes. When you make it out of the matrix, when you move out of the US or these countries, leave these women alone. Because these women will bring war. They're witches. They'll bring their witchcraft with them. So, and all these problems, all this whole arrest was just because they flew those girls out from Western countries, from the matrix. See, when you move outside the U.S. as a passport bro, stay outside of the U.S., keep these women where they are. You have access to beautiful, beautiful women. I live in Africa now. I'm not going to fly some women from the U.S., even though I get DMs and messages, oh my God, I was seeing Africa, it's beautiful, blah, blah, blah. I would love to visit. Nothing. Because I have access to more beautiful, feminine, friendly women here. Why will I fly women out from the U.S. or the It doesn't make sense. So these are the mistakes that they made. They should have stayed away from those women, right? This whole investigation started by one of those two women, and which one of their simp boyfriends called the embassy and said that his girlfriend was in the Tate's residence against her will. So this is my message to you guys. As passport bros, I would say, when you make it out of the matrix, keep these women in the matrix. Keep these women there. Don't even mess with them, right? One of my friends moved to Thailand, and then he went to the U.S. to visit his parents, and then he got this girl pregnant while he was in the U.S. Why? You did all this work. You moved outside. You moved to Thailand. You have a beautiful condo for $200 a month, and then you go back to the matrix to smash some chick, and then you got her pregnant. Leave these women alone. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Leave the women alone. Leave everything alone. If you're making your money, if you have a job, a remote job, or business, of course you have to go back to the matrix for business purposes, or if you have family there. But as far as these women, leave it alone. And women, I know you're gonna come to my page and say, oh my God, women again. Everything is about women. No, you see what happened with Andrew Tate, right? It was a force. Now there's a wiretap that's leaked, right? And there's documents that they're accessible online, saying that these two women, right, were the ones that got him in trouble. Not the hundreds of women that they messed with in Romania or or in these other countries, right? It was the Western women that always got them in trouble. So I'll say for passport bros, for guys, listen, stay out of the when I say stay out of the matrix, I say keep your romantic business outside of the matrix, because when you move outside of the US, you already have access to the most feminine, beautiful women that don't have this kind of mindset. They don't have this mindset. So there's no need. This is the mistake that they made, and I hope they make it out of this. Free Top G, right? Passport Bros, we're up, and this is my message for today. Please like, subscribe, comment. If there's any other insight that you wanna insert in the comment section, do that. I'm out of the U.S. I'm staying out of the U.S. I'm staying away from the matrix. I'm leaving matrix women and all those women alone. All right, I don't trust me. I don't need them. I have plenty over here, and I'm living my life here. But I hope everybody learns from these guys' mistakes. As men, we need to learn from each other and build each other up. Because if you don't, these other people are not. They are not gonna build you up. It's always gonna be trouble. It's always gonna be trouble, especially when you keep dipping your hand in a place where you already left. You get what I'm saying? So guys, please like, subscribe. Let's get my subscribers up to 500. I'm on a road to 1,000. I'm on a road to 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. Let's go. One subscriber at a time. And like I said, comment below. Let me know what you feel about this situation. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Have you heard about the wiretap, the new information that came out that I just read? I'm gonna link this. I'm gonna link what I just read. I'm gonna link it in this description below. Until next time, peace, guys.